The Los Angeles Coliseum, a place traveler calls home and the crowd loves to fight on when supporting the USC Trojans. This is one of those benchmark opportunities for both teams, a mid-season top 10 showdown. As we'll see, the number 10 team in the country, the Ohio State Buckeyes, taking on the 4th-ranked team in the land, the USC Trojans. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. And the Trojans will get us underway with the opening kickoff. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. This crowd bringing an ear-splitting welcome to their visitors. They go to the ground. Finds that crease, and he's got 4 out to the 29. These guys have really performed at a high level in SEC play, and the task is to try to keep this groove going.
Yeah, when you start the season like this, man, this is exactly what you drew up. Win your conference, be great in your conference, get to the conference championship. I'm not putting the cart before the horse, Palmer, but great start.
No doubt. To win the SEC is a long road. You know about that, and I know about that personally. And they just got to take one game at a time. They've done an outstanding job of doing that this year.
Smashes through. Works his way to the 41, and that is plenty to give him a first down.
It's a really good sign if you're on offense here. You're putting it on your offensive line on 3rd down. Critical down and distance, opening drive of the game. Let those guys fire off, get a hat on a hat. You can run the ball, pick up the first. You're around midfield. And all things looking pretty good here early for this offense.
Can't hold on. He had it right down the middle, and he flat dropped it. They say all games count the same, but you get to this portion of the season and a chance to win a top 10 battle like this carries a little extra weight.
And whoever keeps the top 10 number beside their name after this game will have earned it, because these two teams are very...
Gonna take a shot. And it's incomplete, going for the massive explosive play instead. They're looking at a 3rd down. When you reach this point in the season, these types of games, top 25 matchups, really determine whether you're going to be a contender.
Yeah, and really show what you're going to be the rest of the season. How are you going to finish strong throughout the season? You know, the first part of the season, now getting to the middle of the season, Palmer, getting a chance to show what you're about so you can finish strong.
It's a resume builder, no doubt about it. And really, there's been so much anticipation building up to this top 25 matchup. So which team can control their emotions, I think, goes a long way in who wins this one.
The Buckeyes look to keep this drive humming. They're going to throw it again. He makes the connection. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
Well, the defense playing zone coverage there. They're taking away all of the QB's primary options down the field, so he has to check it down to the drag running underneath.
This crowd trying to make life miserable for this offense. Dialing up a 2nd down pass play. Looking to scramble. Nothing open downfield, so he'll just toss it away.
And how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense, because it messes with the snap count, it messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
Quick pass on the jet motion. Ripping off a good chunk inside the 25, and they're set up with a first down.
It's so hard for a defense to have to stop plays like that, because it really forces you to play with great eye discipline. You see the pre-snap motion. Defense doesn't know if he's just running across the field and is going to run a route, if he's going to block, or if he has the football. That time, he was able to outflank the defense and hurt them to get that first down.
And that's a great job executing the drag route. You just bring the big fella across the formation, wait for him to come open. Quarterback does a good job seeing him, finds him in the hole, hits him. Perfect job.
He's got it on the right. And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Ohio State.
I don't know how many people expected this to happen, playing on the road in this environment against a better opponent, but they showed tremendous poise. On the opening drive, nice execution. They scored a touchdown. That was big time.
Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. He'll start the return inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Offense set on first down. From the shotgun, they'll run it. Into the pile, maybe got one. He stopped at the 21.
Well, man, there's some big hitting going on in the trenches right now. This defense, they take a lot of pride in stopping the run. Let's keep our eye on them throughout the course of the game and see if they can contain this running attack.
Wants to fire on second down. And the ball's free in the backfield. Defense coming up with a huge fumble recovery.
Yeah, and that's fumbles in consecutive weeks. Coaches don't like that. They start to, you know what happens is the trust factor goes out the window. I don't want to run you as much because I can't trust you as much, especially in big spots. Got to hold him to that football.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. They'll move the running back to try to force the defense to adjust. Makes the grab down the middle. They make the stop right there. Good pickup, but still short of the first down.
A nice job by the QB there, timing out that drag throw. It's zone coverage, so he's got to make sure he gets it to his receiver in a window to allow him to catch the ball and then turn it upfield.
Makes the catch. And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short. They were really hopeful he could make a guy or two miss and pick up the first down, but he comes up a little short.
Yeah, and it's great defense. It's defense understanding where the sticks are, not missing tackles, getting the guy on the ground quickly. Really nice job by the defense understanding the situation.
No mystery there. 4th and inches. Hand it off. Keep the drive alive.
The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. That last drive was promising at times, but stalled out, and they turned it over on downs, Jesse.
I think they got to do a better job here, just being better early in the downs. On first down, finding positive.
Yeah, and it's frustrating when you move the football and get stopped on the other side of the field and get no points. But they've had some success, and I like the aggressiveness. They just got to cash some of these drives in.
He's run out of bounds after the big gain, and they are in business, 1st and goal.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry. Can the defense stop them again on 2nd and goal? Makes his connection. Crisp execution in the passing game, and they've got it down to the 3.
This slot receiver is a guy the defense has to be careful of. He runs good routes. He's got some speed, and if you're not careful, this guy can gash you.
Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Buckeyes! When you're handed a break with unbelievable field position like that, you better finish the deal, and they did.
You saw the quarterback jog on the field. I think he gave a high five to every one of those players coming off that just put them in position to go score that touchdown. That QB knew this was a golden opportunity, and boy, he took advantage of it.
This will not be returnable as it sails out of the back of the end zone. Time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. Trying to find his man on first down. Looking down the middle. What a job to lay out out and make the catch.
That's the end of the first quarter. With the score, Ohio State 14.
They'll start the drive here with first down to open this period. Wide receiver shows motion. They'll leave it with him. Sweet cut there. And he was able to get away from one tackle, but plenty of help was on the way. Decent pickup on that play.
You want to talk about making it easy for an offensive coordinator. You pick up a bunch of yards on first down, make that second down really, really manageable. That's a great job by the offense.
The Trojans have a first down. For all of the star quality that USC has been built on, good offensive line, strong running game has always been a hallmark.
No doubt about it. I think they're built on, the passing game and explosive playmakers out wide, but they've always had that balance at USC. You got to have a little bit of the boring to go with the glitz and the glamour.
A run for the quarterback.
Man, that quarterback can go. Just another guy in another system all across college football. All quarterbacks nowadays, they got so much speed, it's ridiculous.
Man, I'm telling you, that has to be exhausting for the defensive lineman trying to chase down guys like that.
It's silly because even when it's a design play and it's a design run like here, fine. But then it's scramble plays and then it's passing plays. He's always running, just exhausting.
And the Trojans come to the line with a new set of downs. Out of the gun, the running back has it. There to stop him after a pickup of 3. It's down to the 15.
And the running back didn't get much there. Nice job by the defense. You can tell they're focused in on this running back, on this run game, being physical, getting knockbacks, and limiting his carries.
Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. Not a lot of daylight there. Let's give him 1 to the 14.
I like the decision there in the RPO game too, guys. I know he only got a couple of yards, but that play's going to open up bigger opportunities throwing the football down the field in the RPO game too. So keep handing it off to this guy. Let him see what he can do. And when the defense gives you the look to hold the football.
Got enough space. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown USC. Lining up to add another. And after the extra point, they've cut the lead in half, down 14-7. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. David, they'd love to do what they did last time and put this one in the end zone.
You ain't lying. They did a great job. The offense was clicking. Everything went well. Palmer, they executed and got the touchdown.
And they really were in a nice rhythm as well. And I'd love to see that here on the next drive, too. Just keep doing what you're doing. Everything seems to be working, and you seem to have this defense on their heels.
Handoff from the gun. Just enough there to get it to the 25, a pickup of 2.
The run game just has not been working for this offense all game long. You saw it on that last play as well. Just not getting enough push up front on the offensive line. They haven't been physical.
On 3rd and short, they'll ride the running back here. They wrestle him to the ground, but he's got plenty for a first down.
This is one of the top 10 offenses in the nation in getting first downs. To do that, you gotta have bounce. You can't always throw for it on 3rd down. You've got to be able to run it as well. And they've got a dude in the backfield who just knows how to move the chains.
How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion?
You know, it's so important for corners to be able to transition, right? You got to have real loose hips. You got to be able to change direction on a dime. And in zone coverage, when you see the ball thrown, you can break on it and force incompletions like that.
Makes the stop at the 49, but not before he gets in plus territory, gets 15 and a first down.
That's a really nice throw. And you think about being the starting quarterback at The Ohio State University with all the great players they've had here recently, what this offense expects from you. This is explosive passing attack. You've seen that now in recent years. They've pushed the ball vertically down the field. This guy...
And the pressure gets to him. Down goes the quarterback. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and we'll see if the offense can build on this lead before the break. The first down sack pushes the ball back for this long second down. He's looking to throw. Fires to the big fella. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. They'll come to the line at the 42, facing a 3rd and long. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. And the quarterback is snowed under. The defense calls the timeout. They're second of the day as they try to get their act together.
Great job up front on this pass rush. Defense in a dime personnel grouping. They've got 6 DBs on the field. They're expecting pass, so they're going to have to win with 4 guys, and they're 4-1. They got the job done.
Perhaps emboldened by converting a 4th down earlier in the game, they'll try a... He's going for the big play. And the incomplete pass, they roll the dice. Snake eyes.
And I don't know how to explain that one. 4th down and long, the percentages are low anyways, and on your side of the field, that is not the way I want to create momentum or start my first half. I'm not sure what they were thinking on offense.
He'll come out throwing on 1st down. Trying to make magic with his feet. Hit the gas, kid, wide open ahead. He'll be down at the 4-yard line after that terrific run.
I mean, these quarterbacks nowadays can run so fast. Think about who you've got chasing. Defensive linemen, those good old defensive tackles, defensive ends, linebackers. They can't catch him because they're faster than them nowadays. So much speed, so much electricity now with these guys.
The snap sets up to throw. Flips it out to the back. Touchdown, Southern Cal! Made the snag and strolled his way into the end zone. Well, you could draw a line in the middle and he would have hit that thing. And that extra point was good, and we were all tied up here in the second. After that latest answer tied things up, just about set to kick it away again. On the run from inside his own 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. That 4th down gamble didn't pay off on the last drive, and it led to giving up a scoring drive, David.
Yeah, and everybody wants to go for it on 4th down. Everybody wants that, but your defense sometimes has to bail out your decision-making. We decided to go for it. We didn't get it. And the defense, Jesse, didn't come up big and prove me right.
Yeah, not complimentary football, no doubt. But look, this offense has been in these situations before. So you got to come back out here, take the field. It's a fresh set of downs, brand new drive. Let's go out and execute with some points on the board.
Here's the snap, ready to cut one loose. Zings it complete to the right. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a 1st down.
Yeah, great job creating space. That's what you're supposed to do. You get man coverage, you got to find a way to get a step, make it easy for your quarterback to read that leverage, and when he drags across the field.
And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10.
And they've been waiting for something good to happen with respect to getting after the quarterback, right? They're outside of the top 100 in the country in sacks per game, but finally now, you see they're generating this pass.
And he intercepts it. Got room on the return. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
I tell you what, it puts you in a tough position when you're backed up inside your own 20 trying to come out. But when you're a defense and you can force a turnover and you already set your offense up in scoring position, they are going to...
Into the hallelujah land. Touchdown Trojans. Getting set for the point after. And with the extra point, the score is now 21-14. That's taking advantage of a golden opportunity set up with great field position, and they struck quickly for the touchdown. On the move from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. So late in the half, this is really an opportunity, David, maybe to swing the momentum in their favor.
Dang right. There's no time to be concerned. If we're a little bit down, listen, I just think this is a point with the offense that they can prove. Like, we're here, we're going to create something now that we can build on in the second half.
Coach said all week he wanted to be aggressive. This is a great opportunity to show that right now. At the end of the first half, try and generate some momentum, score some points before going into halftime.
And there was nowhere to go for this quarterback, and down he goes.
What a great job by this defense setting the tone early. In the first half, they've been hitting the quarterback early and often. Make him feel uncomfortable. Make him feel that pressure. Keep getting him on the ground. That's why they've built a lead.
He's going for a big play downfield. The pass is incomplete, and there are 2 ticks remaining on the clock.
There's a lot of QBs that when they get hit and when they get hurried, when they get pressured, they become very average. Really nice job by the defense pressuring the quarterback.
Complete on 3rd down. He'll be brought down, and that's the final play of the half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update. The Buckeyes will kick it away first, and we'll start the second half. And he takes this from inside the 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. They'll throw it on 1st down. Fires to the middle. He's got it. That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop. Best uniforms in the sport, and a play is made befitting of those threads.
Well, this is not the format to have a debate back and forth. Not the best uniform in sports, but definitely always a lot of flash and sizzle with USC offenses.
I'm not sure what the quarterback saw on that one, but that was a very quick decision to take off and run with it to try to get his offense some positive yards.
Wide receiver coming across in motion. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Using his legs, keeping his eyes downfield. And this is why a mobile quarterback is a defensive coordinator's worst nightmare. He has just been running wild all day. The Trojans have it with a 1st and 10. The give to the tailback. And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on 2nd and 2.
I know it's sexy to throw the football, but if you can pound it away and get these kind of gains, they will just add up, wear the defense down, get 1st downs, and ultimately get some points.
Brought to the ground, but not before getting enough for the 1st down.
Man, that was a good run, but it was almost even better. Great job by the offense. Keep the running game going. You get big chunks like this. Not only was that a big chunk, it also looked like it could have gone for more.
From the gun, running back on the move. Not much room. A pickup of 2 down to the 28. After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. He's looking to throw. A shot toward the end zone. Excellent coverage and good use of the hands to knock it away.
Well, I know that one fell incomplete, but what a day this guy's had throwing the football. Multiple touchdowns, and he's done a really nice job with his decision-making. Hasn't thrown any picks, which has really helped keep this offense on schedule.
Feeling some heat. It's complete. And chunk plays are the name of the game, and they get one here before the defense finally makes the stop. He wants to throw it. Takes the easy one to the back. And he will score! Touchdown, Trojans! Ready to try the point after. And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game.
And he breaks into the open. Ripped off a huge chunk play on that one as he gets the first down before he steps out of bounds. This offense always looking for those big, explosive plays, and now they've got it just inside the 30. Using his feet to buy time. He can't find anybody. It'll be incomplete as the defense does a really good job in coverage.
And on that incompletion, I think the quarterback was being just a bit too careful, trying to throw that ball too far outside, obviously aware that the defenders are coming from the inside. You don't want to put it behind the intended target and risk the pick six, but he needs to be more accurate.
Nice pitch and catch there, and they'll have enough for the first down.
And there was no question in that scenario. That's where the quarterback was going. He knew he had his receiver in a matchup that he liked, running a route where he would find himself open. Nice job between those two.
And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. Second down coming. This crowd knows they have to bring it in big moments, and one of those has arrived. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. He finds his man. That completion will take it close to the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 6. Using him out of the slot, he has just been unstoppable.
And I love putting dynamic athletes in the slot that I can move around, that I can put in motion, that I can make him go in or out. I can put him off the ball so you can't get hands on him, and they really featured this guy today.
These fans raising the volume on second and goal. They'll run it up the middle here, looking for a path to the end zone. Knocked down after a gain of 1. They'll mark it at the 6.
As a quarterback, you've got to know in this area of the field, it's tough to throw, right? The windows, they open and close so quickly when you get down to the red zone. What helps you is running the football, but that's tough today because you're going up against one of the top 25 defenses stopping the run.
On third and goal, they'll try to throw it in. And with not much doing downfield, he found his parents open in the stands and threw it to him.
Well, on third and short and field goal range, they dial up the pass play. Quarterback was trying to get through his progressions. There was just simply nobody open. Couldn't make an accurate enough throw. Ball falls incomplete. Now setting up a big decision here on fourth down.
And it's right down the boulevard. So they were able to put up a 3 spot on that last drive, and now the kickoff team out there as they prepare to put boot to leather. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. That last drive, an absolute aerial assault for the touchdown, Jesse.
But it was a nice job in play calling, too, David. Just giving the quarterback some easy looks and reads so he could go out and execute.
And he knew exactly where to go with the football. Everything looked really, really easy. He was hot. The ball was coming out of his hands. The defense better do something different.
Comes out throwing on first down. Trying to burn this defensive back. And he's got it inside the 35. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, USC! They've extended the lead and taken control here in Week 9. My goodness, he is putting on a laser show right now. Liner, Palmer, Pat Hayden, Marinovich, you name it. These guys are going to be looking up at this dude.
just spinning the bean all over the yard, and that's why you come to USC. Those names you mentioned, and you know that ball's going to be in your hands. You get to go make plays, and he is doing exactly that.
Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. It's always great to get points on a drive, but it would behoove them to try to get a touchdown this time around, Palmer.
They may have to get out of their comfort zone here too, David, a little bit. Just start being more aggressive and take some chances, but that's what's going to happen for them to win this game.
Yeah, when you're losing, obviously everything gets heightened. Everything becomes more critical. This drive is crucial because you've got to cut into this deficit and put some points on the board.
Well, jet sweep pass. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. And this offense is desperate to keep this drive alive, trailing by multiple possessions, and it's getting late. This guy can throw it.
That's the end of the third quarter of play. With the score, USC 35, Ohio State 17.
Down by multiple possessions. They can't come up empty on this drive in the fourth quarter. They'll go for it on fourth down. Throws to the wideout. Fires and picked off. Looking for more room. And with the interception, he'll take it all the way back. Touchdown, Southern Cal. That lead a little more comfortable now as they close in on extending this winning streak.
And that just might do it. Man, offense needed points badly. Defense comes up with a big interception, takes it all the way back just to pad their lead a little bit and make this game almost out of reach.
He'll start the return inside his 5. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. Well, the good news is they threw a touchdown pass last time. It was just to the wrong team, Jesse.
Well, that's an unfortunate part of the game.
He's loose. And he almost ran away from everybody on that one. A huge pickup on that play.
You know, as the head coach of this team, this is one positive you're going to take away from this game, is that your players don't quit and they're still willing to fight. There's obviously a lot of things they've got to iron out offensively, and we've seen that today. But I do love the grit they're showing.
Open runway ahead. Touchdown, Ohio State. And once he found daylight, it was Katie bar the door, baby.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
Last incompletion leaves them still sitting at their own 25 with 2nd and 10. Unloads to the wideout. It's caught downfield. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
I don't know if they're trying to get this guy Heisman consideration, but the fact that they're still throwing the ball at this point in the game with a lead like they have is surprising, I gotta be honest.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. A full dive to haul that one in.
Well, this offense has just been dialing up explosive play after explosive play. That's a big part of why they have a huge lead at this point. Even in the fourth quarter with that lead, they are still taking shots. They are still being aggressive. Pedal to the metal.
And that big gainer on the last one has them threatening from inside the 10. A first down run in the red zone. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels.
Well, he's had the hot hand, 3 TDs in the game already. I like just force-feeding this guy the rock some more here, Paul.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They've been the more physical team. He does a really good job finding the end zone, running the football. That's why they featured him today.
He worked his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line. And the Trojans want to crank the tempo. On the move. Touchdown, Trojans! And the beatdown has ensued. That score will give them a little more room to operate here in the fourth quarter as they go for their 6th straight win. Offense gets the job done again. You want to build that cushion as we get deeper into the second half.
Man, it makes it easy, doesn't it? You start getting up by a couple possessions, making the offense very predictable on the other side. Great job by the offense extending their lead.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. They're going to throw it to start the drive. Just missed his man, gave him just a little too much.
At this point of the game in the fourth quarter, it is going to be tough for this offense to get some completions here because now, trailing by this much, the defense is expecting pass, and they're putting a whole bunch of extra DBs on the field to help them out in coverage.
And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit.
It's a nice adjustment by the defense here. With a big lead in the game, you're putting extra DBs on the field, knowing the offense has to throw to get back in this one in the fourth quarter. So your best cover guys on the field, and they force an incompletion on the last one.
And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down.
And defensively, this is exactly what you want, right? You've got the big lead, so you can play big zone coverages. Just keep the ball in front of you. Keep your eye on the quarterback, rally to the football, gang tackle. You're going to win this game.
On fourth down, they'll run it, looking for the first. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on down.
Low man wins. Defense that time on the fourth down was expecting run. And you saw at the point of attack how they just dominated. There was nowhere for that guy to go. Defense wins the down. They give it back up now to
throws for the end zone. Touchdown, Trojans. And the route is on. With that last score, things comfortable here in the fourth as they are headed to a 7-1 record. And with the extra point, the lead is even bigger. That's exactly what you want to do when you have that type of field position. Strike quickly, and they did. One play, and they put it on the board. On the run from inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. We'll see if that failed fourth down in their own end last time, David, sort of curbed some of the aggressiveness.
Well, you hear about it all the time in football. Go for it. Be aggressive. The problem is when you get stopped, sometimes it puts you in a hole. And, Jesse, now the offense has to come out and respond.
They were real disappointed not getting that first down. You could see it on the sideline. So let's just see if that's kind of galvanized them a little bit here.
Oh, and he gets downfield for the big catch. Right down the gut of the field. And he crosses the goal line and gets the touchdown, but way too little, way too late. They still do count it for 6. Once the game reaches this point, you start thinking ahead and how you can find something positive to take into the next game.
Dang right. Keep the offense rolling. Try to find some plays that I can use throughout this season that I can have some more success, or I guess have success. I haven't had a lot of success today, but I'm looking for the future.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. They'll keep it on the ground, trying to milk the clock. Tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense will be quite content just to drain the rest of the time away. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Probably the toughest call on the play sheet. 3rd and long. Ball's at the 25. From the gun, wants to pass. Takes the easy throw in the flat. And the defense had that one well covered. Just a short gain there. The Trojans decide to punt it away. First time today we've seen a punter go to work. He'll settle for some pretty good field position and make the fair catch at around the 35. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. Not a lot to feel great about in this one, Jesse, but I'm sure they'll try to seek out some. Going up top. And he's picked off again. His night vision hasn't been up to speed. His 3rd interception. He was thinking big return, didn't get that, but boy, did he give his offense an opportunity at the 31. Line gets set, 1st down. Use the play fake, now to throw. Pulls it in, it's stuck. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a 1st down. A new set of downs after the completion. Leaves it with the running back. Stopped at the 46-yard line, but give him 10 yards and the 1st down.
And you want to dominate the football game like these guys have all day. Dominate the line of scrimmage. You know, turn and hand the ball off to your running back. It's a good recipe. It makes every quarterback better. It makes every OC better. Just turn, hand the football off, especially when you're winning the ball game.
And that's a very productive 1st down play and bringing up 2nd and 3.
And there's nothing more frustrating than when you get late in the game and you know they're running the football and you don't stop it. It's been that kind of day for this defense. They haven't played well. They're going to have to go to the well. They're going to have to figure some things out. Practice this week, I can promise you, will not be a lot of fun with these coaches.
And the Trojans have it with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. And it is a good idea to gang tackle. First guy couldn't get him, 2nd guy finally did.
1st down, you know you always want to establish the running game. How about this offense? Nothing fancy. Run the football, be physical, get a big gain.
They'll leave it with the lone back.
The big defensive tackles in the middle, they're not always the best pass rushers, but they are strong, and I say country strong. They put their hands on you, you feel it. They lock people out on the line of scrimmage. They create separation. They wrap running backs up, and usually they don't get out of the midst of those big boys.
With the clock running, this should be the final play. When you know you have a team outclassed, the ability to play to that standard and finish with a blowout like this is really impressive.
And it's almost like playing against yourself, right? You know you're better. You know you're going to win the